It's time to show off yet another collection of Amazon sale goods on another episode of The Haul. Hello everybody and welcome to another brand new episode of The Haul. This is the show where I show off some stuff that I've acquired from a trip or, I don't know, whatever. Stuff that you might find interesting. My name is Chris. So you might recall I did an episode and I said, I probably won't do another one just because, there's only a couple things left. No big deal. I lied. I was just kidding. Because like one does, I've come around and found some additional really cool and fun sales on Amazon. And I want to show you some of the stuff that I got. Now, the first two things I actually talked about on the last video, but I'll show them to you anyway. So, I've been on kind of a game buying spree, so to speak. I've been finding games that I've been wanting for a while, but was waiting for the price to go down. And one of those games happened to be on sale on Amazon when I was looking, so I figured, you know what, let's take a look. It looks fun. That is Wreckfest on Xbox One. So basically this is a demolition derby racing game. They don't make that kind of thing anymore. It looks fun. I've seen gameplay of it. It looks quite amusing. So I'm excited to play it. I'll probably stream it just so you can kind of see what it's about, but it looks fun. The other thing that I talked about on the last video that I acquired finally is what many call the greatest film of all time. An absolute masterpiece, a master class in filmmaking. Tommy Wiseau's The Room. If you haven't seen this movie, you should. It's actually pretty hard to find in physical form or on anything for that matter. It's not on streaming really. So I acquired a Blu-Ray copy of it right here. I'm excited. I can put that with the movie that tells you, how the movie was made, which is called The Disaster Artist. I would highly recommend if you want to watch The Disaster Artist, watch The Room first, then watch The Disaster Artist, and you'll really come to appreciate how good The Disaster Artist is. So definitely check those out. Alright, last thing. Now, Amazon has been doing a sale where they had, I think it was buy one, get two free. And it's a very limited selection of things, so I kind of had to pick and choose what I wanted. Originally I had a few games in mind, but they kept cycling the titles and stuff that they had out. Eventually, there weren't any games that I particularly wanted that were on sale, but I found a bunch of movies. So I picked up a number of different movie titles. Most are Blu-ray. One is DVD because they don't make it in Blu-ray, and then one hasn't arrived yet. So I'll just mention what that one is, even though I haven't gotten it yet. So basically how the sale worked is you had I wanted to pick titles that were around the same price range. So I had a handful of titles that were like $5-6 each. And then I had a handful of titles that were in the $10 range. So I'm going to show you the $5 ones because these are pretty good for, $5-6 movies. First one is Get Out, the Jordan Peele horror film. I've not seen it. I've heard it's very good. I have seen Us, and I thought that was an excellent film, so I'm actually quite excited to watch Get Out just to see how it is and how it compares. But should be a good film. I'm excited to watch it. The next two are two films that are very close to my heart because I watched them as a youth and enjoyed them very much as a youth, and they still hold up pretty well today. First one is Galaxy Quest. Now, if you don't know what Galaxy Quest is, it's a parody of Star Trek, essentially. That stars Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver, Alan Rickman. It's got an amazing cast, and it holds up really well today. It's really funny. It does a great job parodying Star Trek and Star Trek conventions and stuff. It's just a really well done movie. Very fun. I really wish they would either make a sequel or something to expand this universe because I thought it was really, really good. So definitely check this movie out if you haven't seen it. And I didn't own it. I watched it a lot when I was growing up with my parents' copy on DVD. But now I have my own copy on Blu-ray. So that's pretty exciting. The last one, I've not seen this movie in a very long time. So honestly, I don't know if it holds up because it's also a movie that's very, very hard to come by, which is odd. And that is The Brave Little Toaster. Now this was a Disney-made film that wasn't actually made by Disney. So it was a film that was licensed out to a different animation studio. Disney released it, but it wasn't made by Walt Disney Animation. So I guess there's some kind of rights issue with this movie, because if you go on Disney Plus, they have the 2 sequels, but they don't have the original. The original, of course, is the best one, and it was pretty hard to come by, but it was on that sale for $5, so I'm like, yeah, I'll pick it up, why not? Great film. Alright, so the last 3, one of them I don't have yet, I picked up for right around $10 each. Some of them were like $11, some of them were like, $9.99, $8.99, something like that. Right around the $10 range. First one, and this might come as a surprise to some of you, but I actually do enjoy a good musical. Musicals are fun. And one that is a very solid film adaptation that apparently is getting remade, or a new version is being made, is the musical version of Little Shop of Horrors. This version, of course, has Rick Moranis and Steve Martin, John Candy. It's got a great cast. The music is great. It's directed by Frank Oz. Of course, the puppetry is really good in it. And this one is the director's cut, which has a different ending from the theatrical cut, which is kind of cool. Although it has the original theatrical cut as well on here. Really enjoyable film. Again, I've enjoyed it. It was on certain streaming services. I don't know if it still is or not, but I'm like, you know what? It was available for cheap. Might as well pick up a Blu-ray copy of it. Next one, Venom. I wanted to buy this when it came out. I just never got around to it. I like Venom. I don't love it. It's kind of one of those odd cases where I expected a lot more out of it, but like what was there I did enjoy. And I'm really excited for the sequel whenever that comes out. I think it's got delayed till 2021, so that'll be kind of cool. But Corey hasn't seen Venom yet, and I figured, you know what? For I think it was $11, why not pick up a Blu-ray copy of it? The last movie, which is probably the one that I was the most excited to pick up for a cheap price, is Zombieland Double Tap. Unfortunately, it has not shipped yet. Apparently it's supposed to come the week of the 4th of July, so like next week, which seems like an awful long time, but it is what it is. So that is coming. I'll finally get to see it. I wanted to see it when it came out, somehow missed it in theaters, so yeah, I'm excited to check that one out. Should be a lot of fun. Hopefully it's at least good. Might not be better than the first one, but hopefully it's at least good. The last 2 things I picked up weren't really that exciting, but I guess I'll talk about them. They're both accessories for my computer. So of course, as I showed you in my unboxing video, I have a MacBook Pro. But of course, there are a few things I wanted to get to further enhance my computer experience. The MacBook Pro that I have does tend to get really hot. Now, I've never had an issue with it overheating, but it runs very hot. So I wanted to get some sort of cooling pad or cooling fan that can, help cool it down when it's running hot for processing a video or something. So I picked one up, and I think I mentioned in the Quarantine Chronicles, Amazon shipped me the wrong item. So I told them, hey, if you gave me the wrong item, make sure you send me the proper one. Returned the one that I got, and I got the replacement over the weekend. So I have an actual cooling fan. I got it yesterday, but when I tried to plug it in, one thing I realized, because the MacBook Pro only has USB-C ports, and I had USB-C adapters, so you can plug a regular USB device into them, but the adapters are too thick, so you can't plug 2 of them in together. And of course, my original plan was I wanted to have the hard drive and the cooling fan plugged in together. Like I can swap out the power, but that wasn't going to work. So I needed something else. So I got a hub that includes 3 regular USB ports and a micro USB card reader, a regular card reader. It's got an HDMI port. It's got a whole bunch of stuff on it. And now I can plug in both of those devices, plus have an extra port. So now my computer is basically where I want it to be. I've got essentially all the things I need for it. I got the hard drive, got the cooling fan, I got the hub. I can plug devices into it. I've got everything I need. So my computer's in good shape. I'm excited to get it and use it for more stuff. You probably noticed I have been using it for all of my videos the past few weeks, and that's going to continue. The only thing I'm currently using my iPad for now is Quarantine Chronicles, and that's because the song that I've used for the entire series, for some reason, is not available on the Mac version of iMovie. So for continuity's sake, I wanted to keep using the iPad version, but I've been exporting and uploading on the Mac, so hopefully the quality looks a little bit better, as well as my editing is a little bit sharper. But that's the goal with it, is I wanted to use my computer for editing, and I think it's doing a great job at that, as well as everything else I'm using it for. So pretty happy with my purchase there. So pretty happy with my purchase there. So that's all I've got for this round. Now I do have a few extra things coming, and I'm not sure I'm gonna do a full haul video for it, because basically it's just 3 items. One of them is Zombieland, which I already talked about. The other 2 I'm actually quite excited for, but I'm not sure I'm gonna do an unboxing video for them. I might do something else. We'll see. But I do have 2 more things coming this coming week that should be pretty exciting. And of course, when I get them, I will share them with you. So, yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, that is going to do it for this episode of The Haul. Thank you for watching. Remember, new videos on this channel go live every single day at noon Eastern Time. So hit the subscribe button, click that notification bell. That way you know when new videos drop. Thank you for watching. See you next time on The Haul. Bye.